Welcome to PUBG Pull-Ups. I'm your host Matrym, and ESL Masters Americas Phase number 2 has been absolutely on fire so far, where we've had some amazing plays. But I saw this one and I knew I had to take a look at it and break it down for you guys. A gargantuan game coming out from TSM with 20 kills, Dignitas with 12 kills of their own, and Fiumba in the hunt for their second chicken dinner of the event. Let's take a quick look. TSM making the push, trying to get something established. Molotovs coming from the side. Fiumba realizing the fact that they have an opportunity. Dignitas has the high ground, but DraftKings trying to take it from them. Luke 12 still up for his squad, sitting on 10 kills, gets spotted out, and there we go, trying to take out the last members of Dignitas. Getting a little bit more time. TSM sitting on 20 kills as we are looking into a straight up 2v2. Purdy takes a ton of damage. Luke 12 goes down. Purdy's got a smidgen of life.
Oh my goodness, Purdy, what can you do? Oh, he's got the red dot on the mini. He's probably out of ammo for that Groza. And that is it. Fiumba is actually going to take it over with just 4 kills. But man, what an insane ending to that game.
To set up a couple of key points for you for later sections of this game, Fiumba goes very early to a compound that's going to have massive benefit in the late game. Close to roughly circle 2 is whenever they make a move to a very pivotal point for them. Here you can see Dignitas approaching on the blue to the southeast, while TSM has a strong lock on the southwest. By their powers combined, anybody that approaches in the south gets absolutely demolished. Gas Cans, 22, Versus, Veritas, Young Kings, anybody that approaches this area just gets absolutely destroyed. While all of this fighting is going on and TSM and Dignitas are racking up kill counts, the circle continues to force everybody closer and closer into these center points. But now the real battle begins. What's about to start is a 3-way team fight and a duel of minds and tactics that's going to last multiple minutes and be an attrition war every step of the way. TSM has a high compound with a steep slope literally looking down on both of the other teams. Fiumba has the other compound inside the circle, which they have held all the way since Circle 2 that we mentioned earlier. Dignitas has the roughest position here. They have a hillside that they're leaning into and trying to make sure that they use an opposite dip from both teams to deny any vision as much as they possibly can. As the next circle pops, TSM still has their high ground position but lose most of the compound itself. Dignitas is still clinging to the hillside, now has to move into sight lines that TSM is holding down. It's a slow crawl to try to get into position, but they navigate it well, with TSM being forced more and more to look into Dignitas' positioning and slowly and steadily losing more and more vision on what's happening with Fiumba. Yet another circle now pops. This is the first one in a long time that Dignitas does not have to move. TSM now has a massive problem. The high ground that has been their home is no longer inside the circle. TSM is not going to go down easily though. Purdy opts in to hop in a car and has a plan. He just sends it off the hillside. He knows that if he can get into that point, he will be in a danger close position to Dignitas and be able to cover his team's approach, because we all know TSM in throwable range is frightening. Dignitas has their back to the blue zone in a very late game and are now held to the west by TSM, who is extremely close, and to the south by Fiumba, who they think is pretty close but don't know exactly where they are. 5 minutes have now passed of counter move to move between these squads to get into this position as the last circle pops. TSM is leaning into the north. They're hoping that Fiumba or Dignitas will make a move first on each other and then they can just pounce Dignitas from behind. Fiumba, on the other hand, just moves closer to the center point, assuming that it's going to be TSM and Dignitas that have to fight first due to the positioning next to the blue zone. The first domino that's going to fall is going to be Fiumba Silzen, as Dignitas is sparking, spots him out, gets the drop on him, and knocks it. This begins a TSM crunch into Dignitas, not yet wanting to commit, but after that quick knock, no more firefight is happening, and TSM realizes that they need to pump the brakes a little bit and slow down. It was just a quick knock and not a fight committal. Each team now takes a second to reset and get its bearings. With TSM and Dignitas now mere feet from each other, Fiumba actually has time to get the res onto Silzen and look to the northeast from the center of the circle where both teams are at. With TSM and Dignitas so close, it was only a matter of time before somebody peaks at the wrong point, and it could be TSM's Luke 12 that spots out Honey Badger and gets the quick knock to start off everything. Knocks and flushes come quickly from TSM and Dignitas' side as they know they need to finish this fight fast. Fiumba could be coming at any given moment and could choose to attack either one or both of these teams from behind. Yet all is going according to plan for Fiumba. They now begin to crest the hillside and get vision on the fight. TSM spots it out, gets a knock onto one of the members of Fiumba, then finishes off Dig as fast as they can. This drops us into a 3v3 that is actually a 2v2, as each side of Fiumba and TSM have one knocked member apiece. Fiumba's DraftKing again flexes that eastern flank onto the angle that the now dead Dignitas was holding to get the knock onto Luke 12. Purdy now realizes he's all by himself, leans back against the wall, but it is only a matter of time as the circle abides nothing, and Fiumba spots him out to take the victory. Fiumba walks away with a win in that round, moving to 2 chicken dinners, while TSM gets 20 kills and Dignitas' 12 kills, the two teams wiping out half the lobby just by themselves. While Fiumba did walk away with the chicken dinner, every one of these teams showed a mastery of how to play PUBG and things that you could take into your games at home. If you enjoy this, make sure that you tune into what's going on in ESL Masters Americas Phase number 2, as we have more action that's going to be kicking off this weekend. For more amazing displays of skill and casting like this, make sure you tune back in for the next episode. Until then, make sure to tell us about your favorite moments from ESL Masters Americas Phase number 2 down in the comments below. Till then, see you soon.